Colts taking on the Jets. Jets are way more talented than the Colts are. Okay, just no way around it. All right, like ton of talent: Sauce Gardner, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Quinnen Williams. Just a bunch of dudes on both sides of the football that are incredibly talented. They are more talented than the Colts are. Right, and like when you look at the Jets and you see the talent and how bad they are, you realize how important it is to not be dysfunctional as a franchise, right? Because that's why they're 3-7 or whatever their record is. That's why they're bad. That's why they have a very slim chance at making the playoffs. Like the dysfunction is just running rampant up there in New York. And, like part of it is that. The other part of it is their offensive line isn't very good. Like if the Colts want to win on Sunday, and I think they will, the defensive line has got to play as well as they were advertised to be in the offseason, right? Like we heard about how great the defensive line was going to be. That was going to make up for the lack of talent in the secondary, all of those important things. They have got to be great in order for the Colts to win because the Colts just don't have the talent in the secondary to match up with Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams. And Aaron Rodgers knows this, and if he isn't pressured and he isn't forced to rush his throws and those things, then he's going to pick apart this not very talented Colts secondary. So the defensive line for the Colts has got to be great. Offensively, I don't know what to expect from the Colts. Okay, like the Jets are giving up 26 points per game since Robert Saleh was fired. But I don't know what I'm going to get from Anthony Richardson. He could come out, play with his hair on fire, and be awesome. He could come out, play with his hair on fire, and be terrible and just try to do too much. I think both of those outcomes are very possible. And so because I have no clue what I'm going to get from this Colts offense, I'm just going to tell you what I want to see from this Colts offense. I think if the Colts do these things that I'm about to lay out, then they'll win. Jonathan Taylor needs to touch the football 30 times at a minimum. Okay? Like he needs 30 touches. Don't care how he gets them. I don't care if it's handoffs. I don't care if it's read option handoffs. I don't care if it's screens. I don't care if they line him up at wide receiver. He needs 30 touches. Don't care how he gets them. Anthony Richardson, who the offense is really dependent upon, needs more easy throws. Like that last game against the Houston Texans where everything was a go ball just doesn't work. Everything can't be a deep shot. He needs to throw slants. He needs to throw screens. He needs to throw curls. He needs to throw drags. He just needs easy throws. Okay, if they're asking him to throw 15-yard dig routes on every third down or every time he drops back to throw it, then the offense is going to struggle. And the other thing is when you throw those when you throw those slants and those drags, you give guys like Josh Downs, who runs a 4.4. You give guys like Adonai Mitchell, who runs a 4.3. You give guys like Alec Pierce, who runs a 4.3, opportunities to run and make plays after the catch. He needs more easy completions. That is what Anthony Richardson needs. He also needs to run the football more. Okay, if the Colts run 60 plays as an offense, 35 of them need to be run plays. Jonathan Taylor should be handed the ball 25 to 28 times. Then Anthony Richardson should run it himself another 7 or 8. Like that is where this Colts offense is at its best when they are running the football. Jonathan Taylor averaging over 5 yards a carry when he's in the backfield with Anthony Richardson. Okay, like that is what they need. And when I talk about Anthony Richardson running the football, there's probably concern about, well, like what if he gets hurt? What if he takes on a safety? All that stuff. If he's matured, like Shane Steichen has said that he has, then you shouldn't have to worry about him not sliding because mature quarterbacks in the NFL, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, they get out of bounds and they avoid big hits. If Anthony Richardson has really matured these last 2 weeks, then that shouldn't be a concern at all. Okay, if the entire Colts offense, though, persists of Anthony Richardson just dropping back and letting it rip and it's a bunch of go balls and tough throws, then they aren't going to score points like they haven't these past several weeks. Okay, there has got to be a heavier reliance on Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson's legs, and these receivers that are fast and capable of making plays after the catch. Okay, like that is what the offense needs to be more reliant on. Of course, there's going to be the occasional play where they take a deep shot to Alec Pierce or Michael Pittman or whatever, but I just think that the offense needs to be simplified and some of the pressure that's been put on Anthony Richardson to perform, because when he's played quarterback, a lot of the success has been dependent on him and his ability to throw the football, which, as we all know, isn't great. If you don't believe me, he's completing 44% of his passes. So let's keep that in mind. So there just needs to be a way to relieve some of the pressure off Anthony Richardson. I think the easiest way to do that is to run Richardson, run Jonathan Taylor, and give guys like Josh Downs opportunities to make plays after the catch.